Welcome to This Explainer. Man, today we are breaking down an absolutely definitive new chapter in international football. We're heading back to that highly anticipated 2026 World Cup quarterfinal clash under the bright lights in Los Angeles, where France squared off against a deeply structured Moroccan side. Going into this fixture, literally the entire narrative was about Morocco's ironclad defense. But what actually unfolded on the pitch? It was a total masterclass in direct, ruthless football by Didier Deschamps' squad. By securing a commanding 2-0 victory to punch their ticket to the semifinals, France didn't just win, they completely flipped traditional possession metrics totally upside down.
Okay, let's dive into this. For years, modern football doctrine has preached one golden rule. If you dictate the possession, you dictate the outcome. But this match, it really forces us to question the ultimate value of just holding onto the ball. Does controlling the ball actually mean controlling the game, or does it just give you a false sense of security?
Consider this completely counterintuitive reality. Despite France holding only 48% possession to Morocco's 52%, and Morocco controlling the tempo for long stretches of the match, the ultimate outcome tells a vastly different story. Morocco won the possession battle, for sure. They dictated the flow in the middle of the park, and honestly, if you just looked at this one single metric in isolation, you'd probably assume Morocco was entirely in the driver's seat. Yet, France walked away with a dominant 2-0 victory and secured a clean sheet in the process.
Section 1. By the numbers.
To really solve this tactical mystery and understand exactly how France pulled this off despite seeing less of the ball, we have to look at the statistical reality of the match. Looking at the passing breakdown, Morocco logged 498 total passes, compared to France's 476. Morocco showed fantastic technical composure here. Their combinations through the middle channels were smooth, and they successfully won that midfield passing battle. But here is the kicker. France's counter-pressing scheme was entirely comfortable letting them do it. France willingly allowed Morocco to dictate those horizontal passing lanes. Why? Because at the end of the day, horizontal passes do not win knockout games.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. The disparity in attacking threat is just staggering. While Morocco was passing side to side, France unleashed an overwhelming 22 total shots compared to just 5 from Morocco. It goes to show that controlling possession yields absolutely zero structural value if you fail to penetrate the penalty area. France basically used their time on the ball to go directly at the net, keeping Morocco's backline in a constant, relentless state of emergency.
The gap gets even more glaring when we look at shots on target. France hit the frame 9 times. Morocco, a meager one single shot testing the French keeper all game long. France's defensive block was just so structurally dominant that it successfully forced Morocco into these low-probability shooting zones. So Morocco could structurally work the ball into dangerous half spaces, sure, but their attacking sequence severely lacked that decisive final pass, which ultimately rendered their build-up virtually harmless. For those of you who love the data, this complete statistical picture reveals France's intense efficiency in one glance. Despite losing possession and passing volume, they completely dominated the metrics that actually changed the scoreboard. 22 shots to 5, 9 on target to 1. This entire matrix is basically a textbook manifestation of how a high-efficiency transition game can utterly outperform a patient build-up strategy.
Section 2. Tactical Masterclass. So how exactly did Didier Deschamps set his squad up to execute this highly efficient transition game? Well, the foundational concept here is defensive isolation. France systematically clogged the central box, and by doing so, they restricted Morocco's key wingers and effectively isolated their playmakers. This specific tactical setup forced the opposition into what analysts like to call sterile possession. Sure, you have the ball, but you literally can't do anything threatening with it. 92%. That is France's pass accuracy for the match. When they did secure the ball, their execution was virtually flawless. They moved it with surgical precision, and this elite 92% accuracy allowed Les Bleus to execute a hyper-accurate distribution that instantly bypassed Morocco's midfield press the exact second a transition opportunity materialized.
Section 3. 6 minutes of magic. All of this incredible tactical discipline perfectly set the stage for an explosive climax. The first half actually wrapped up in this tense, tactical gridlock, with both managers really testing each other's defensive thresholds. But right at the hour mark, the decisive shift happened. We are looking at a rapid, frantic 6-minute window where the game completely slipped away from the Atlas Lions. In the 60th minute, the deadlock is broken, and before Morocco can even catch their breath to structurally recalibrate, boom, the insurance blow lands in the 66th. 2 lightning-fast goals that completely shattered Morocco's dream of a deep knockout run. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer emphasis on rapid vertical transition. Kylian Mbappe capitalized on a momentary lapse, finding a tiny pocket of space right on the edge of the penalty box. Exhibiting absolute world-class composure, he unleashed this precise strike that flew right past the keeper to make it 1-0. The devastating speed of this transition was exactly what France had been waiting for all match long. And then absolute chaos. As Morocco desperately pushed forward to chase an equalizer, their defensive lines became disorganized. Ousmane Dembele masterfully exploited this chaos just 6 minutes later. Latching onto a brilliant crossfield pass, Dembele clinically slotted the ball home, doubling the cushion to 2-0. It was a punishing, completely ruthless response to Morocco breaking their defensive shape. Section 4. The Blueprint for Victory. This 2-0 victory wasn't just a win, you guys, it was a massive statement. As we transition to look at the remainder of this 2026 World Cup tournament, France has laid down a terrifying blueprint for success. 0. That giant 0 represents the number of yellow cards France received during this highly physical quarterfinal. Think about that. Knockout fixtures of this magnitude are historically intense and grueling. Morocco committed 12 fouls and picked up a yellow card out of sheer frustration just trying to slow down the French breakaways. But France? They committed only 10 fouls, completely avoided the referee's book, and kept their core stars entirely unburdened by suspension risks. They exit this quarterfinal in peak physical and disciplinary condition.
So the crucial point is this. For researchers, analysts, and fans alike, this fixture highlights 3 really critical macro trends in elite tournament soccer. First up, efficiency over volume. Zone dominance matters significantly more than time on the ball. 22 shots trump 52% possession every single time. Second, defensive isolation. By restricting key areas, you force your opponent into sterile possession. And third, squad longevity. Managing discipline to ensure 0 yellow cards and injuries is an invaluable asset for the grueling semifinal stage.
Which leaves us with this final, lingering thought. After witnessing a tactical setup that perfectly blends suffocating defensive isolation with hyper-efficient, lightning-fast vertical transitions, is anyone capable of stopping Kylian Mbappe and France from winning it all? Their terrifying efficiency has them marching right into the semifinals, and the rest of the world has officially been put on notice. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you next time as the 2026 World Cup continues to unfold.